Hey, Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you're having a splendid one out there. You're just in time to hear me sing some Christmas carols. Why, bless you!
That's enough of that, James. That is not what the people came here to see. Now then, let's get to what the people really clicked on this video for. Our story starts here, with one steam locomotive in particular. Sierra Railway number 3. From a young age, I have always loved this engine. From the wheel configuration, her whistle, the 2 domes atop her, everything about her just looks nice to me. Not to mention all of her film appearances, from Back to the Future to Petticoat Junction, and heck, more than I could name. She's just such an iconic locomotive in cinema history and railroading history alone. Sadly, they only ever made one model of her. And that would be Tycho, or Mantua's, version of her that they made for the Petticoat Junction anniversary, whenever they went to color TV. It was continued to be sold, just under a different name and some questionable design choices. Being who I am, I recently got back into making HO gauge locomotives and jumped at the chance to buy her when I saw a cheap eBay listing. So the order was put in, and then I waited for USPS to deliver my package safely and not broken. Now, sadly, when she arrived, she wasn't the one that I ordered. She was beaten, broken, and, well, domeless and funnelless to start with. Do I blame the guy I ordered her from?
No.
Not at all. He simply had 2 listings at the time. One of them was the one that I got, and one of them was the one that I ordered. When I told him the issue, he immediately said he could take it back and give me a full refund, or just give me some store credit. Me being who I was, though, didn't want to take the chance of not being able to get one ever again, and just took the credit. So here we start, with an old, bruised, beat-up Tycho Mantua. Well, I saw some greatness in her. I recently acquired my own workspace, and thought, well, perhaps it would be time to test it out. So I took her down to my office and began work. First things first, I tore her to pieces. I shredded her, literally disemboweled her. Well, first things first, after dismantling her, I took her tender outside and spray painted it with a semi-gloss black by Tamiya. I love this stuff for American locomotives, and yeah, I've only made one, but it just looks nice. It's not shiny, it's not shiny, it's what I figure a steam locomotive should look like. Though I gave that tender a couple blasts, it took a lot more than a couple to cover it all, but you know, I got her done in the end. And then I moved on to her boiler. The boiler was pretty simple, straightforward. I took the cab off and I Tamiya masking taped over the headlamp to make sure that the light wasn't broken and, painted black. Sprayed it up with some more semi-gloss and boom, she was looking pretty good. Then the cab was spray painted and set with all the other pieces. And it was looking promising. Everything was spray painted black. It was relatively smooth. I also then realized the lack of the dynamo pipe, or I guess the pipe on top of the dynamo. I'm not sure what you call it. But I took some thin wire, cut it, bent it a little bit, and painstakingly, it took a few tries, glued it onto it. And yeah, it's not shaped like the actual Sahara Railway one, but I'm happy with it. It works, for now. Now, nothing against the old load that was in the tender, but if this was going to be a good model for me, I just couldn't let it fly. So I took some sticks from the garden, some tweezers and pliers, a spare truck I had lying around, and chopped up some wood. I ended up making a little cardboard slab for it all to sit on, poured on some glue, dumped it on top of it, glued more on top of it, and just repeated that process until the stack looked nice and piled up. It's not realistic, as they would have stacked it more evenly, but I like it, and I think it turned out okay. Much better than the original one. While putting her back together, I decided to find what era of her I wanted to base her off of, which I chose to base her off how she looked in the late 70s to the early 80s, I think it was. So she has these white lines on the tender, white lining on the cab, and the bottom running board is all white lined. Unfortunately, still as of now, she doesn't have the white lining on her tender or the cab, but I can't find any sites that sell white lining, so until then, that's just how she'll look, but I'm okay with that. Not long after that, I painted the stripes on the domes, which I did find her a spare dome. It doesn't fit well, and I hope to replace it in the future, but it is what it is. I attached a little whistle cord to it, and then I sticky tacked it down on the boiler. For a little extra pizzazz, I decided to take a realistic route again and paint the inside of her cab a green color that you'd normally see in her cab nowadays. I'm not sure if it was this color in the 70s or the 80s, but I took a wild assumption that it was and went ahead and painted it that color anyway. And boom, already with some pretty minimal work, she was looking a lot better than when I purchased her. And of course some dry transfer decals on a tender to give her those nice 3s. She only has 3s on the cab and I think on her dome for the look I was going for, but until I get the lining, I just wanted to put them on the tender so you knew it was Sahara Rowan number 3. Sadly, she doesn't run very well. It's either not moving at all or maximum throttle, which still jitters around, so there's not very good running footage with her, but I'm still proud of how she looks. Somewhere along the way, I got the bright idea to add a bell cord to her, which I guess I got it working in the end, but good lord, was this such a pain in my rear. I'll probably end up doing this with all my American locomotives, so wish me luck. Now all that was left was to get rid of that pesky missing smokebox door problem. So after a little bit of eBay shopping, and waiting for the USPS to deliver my parcel again.
Driver says I don't need him now. Horrors! Cried Thomas, and shut his eyes. The house rocked.
I had it in my hand. I quickly painted it up and slapped it on the place where it was meant to go. And boom, there she is. Completed. I also ended up making her funnel out of a wooden dowel that I would normally use on my wooden railway engines. It's just whittled down, shaved, and carved into the shape of a funnel. Nothing too complicated. And yeah, that about wraps her up. There's good old Sahara Railway number 3, made by yours truly. I definitely won't be making anything else like this for a while since I need to save money. Oh. Shit. Yep, your smart big brain friend decided to buy yet another one of these Taiko Mantuas and make another locomotive out of it. Although, this time, it's a little bit more fictitious. Casey Jones is a show that I adore with all of my heart, and Sahara Railway 3 just so happens to star in it as the main engine. She's called the Cannonball Express, and well, she's just gorgeous. I mean, look at her. That paint job is so unique. The lettering on the tender and the cab. Oh, I love everything about her. And for the longest time, I've always wanted to make or just own a model of her. And I figured, well, I've got decent enough modeling skills now. Why not take a crack at it? She got the basic same rundown and treatment as her sister, dismantled, spray painted black, and then she got our hand painted on. I hand painted the tender top red, bottom cream, all the trimmings were cream, and then on the dome mounts, I painted those red by hand. That was very tricky. I don't know how I managed to do that. The tops of the domes were painted red with gold on the top of them to make them really pop. And her dynamo, I actually managed to look up some good enough reference to see exactly what it looked like on the Cannonball in the TV show, and I think I replicated it pretty well. Is she the best she can be? Well, of course not. No model ever is the best it can be, you know, there's always room to improve. But, am I happy to own her? Oh heck yes I am. She's the closest thing I've ever had to the Cannonball in my life, and I love her. And I think she loves being with her sister too. And that finally wraps up this video. The Cannonball and the Sahara Railway are both now on the model shelf with their siblings and offspring and whatever else you may call them. And I just gotta get some decals for her. None of the models you've seen in this video today were near finished. They're just, you know, little projects. But like all my projects, they'll have to be finished sometime in the near future. And I'd just like to apologize for the shoddy video quality of this video. I started making this at, I think, around 11 p.m. my time, and it's currently 4 a.m., and I've taken absolutely no breaks. It's kind of an unplanned video, but I wanted to get something out before New Year's, so here we are. Anyways, this is your host, Northwestern Puff speaking, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Without further ado, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll catch you all next time.